time to cover another really fun and really cool blues rhythm guitar style. It starts with this chord here. This is a B minor 7 flat 5 chord. You put your first finger on the second fret of the A string, that's the B note. Your third finger on the F note, which is on the third fret of the D string. Your middle finger on the A note, second fret, G string. And your pinky on the D note, third fret, B string. You mute the outer two strings, the two E strings. You do that by slanting your pinky so the inside of your pinky touches the high E string, and pulling your first finger, positioning your first finger in such a way that the tip of your finger touches the low E string. That way you can strum all 6 strings, but you only hear the middle 4. So you don't have to sit there trying to not hit strings, because that's gonna mess with your time feel. So the way this works, you hit that chord and you immediately, she's my English, slide up 2 frets, then you jump back 2 frets and you hit the chord again. So it sounds like this. Now, for many people, many students, the challenging part is hitting it at the right place in a bar. So you hit the chord on beat number 2. So it works like this. Checks out 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I moved on to the next bar. So you do exactly the same thing like you just did on the 2nd fret, but now starting from the 7th fret. And again, you hit the chord, you slide up 2 frets, you quickly jump back to the location you were just at, I hit that again. So before we continue, first off, this is actually in the key of G, so some theory. The bass player will be playing this, and you play this. The bass player then plays. Right, so you might be wondering now, how can this be in the key of G when there's no G note in my chord? Well, this is a cool way, a cool accompanying style that's arranged in such a way that you don't step on the toes of the bass players, because bass players already hit the root. So in this case, what we're actually playing when the bass player hits a G note, that G note in combination with the notes in our chord adds up to being a G9 chord, because the notes under my fingers here are B, which is the 3rd in the G chord, F, which is the 7th in the G chord, A, G, A, B, C, D, F, G, A is the 9th, takes 9 fingers to count from G to A up an octave from G. And then on my pinky I have a D note, which is the 5th, G, A, B, C, D, the 5th of a G chord. Right? So this shape, which is called the B minor 7 flat 5 chord, becomes a G9 chord if the bass player hits a G underneath it. Now, if that doesn't make sense at all, don't worry about that at all. Like, all the stuff gets explained in lessons at zotzenguitarlessons.com, so you can always take lessons with me. or read up on this stuff. I'm quite sure you can find the theory behind all of this. Explain in much greater detail than I'm going to do in this video here, because the video is about playing that rhythm style and not necessarily about all the theory involved. All that being said, so bar number 1, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you go to the 7th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to the 2nd fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2 bars, now back to the 4 chord on the 7th fret, 2, 3, 4, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to the 1 chord. This is bar number 7, 3, 4, 1, and again 2, 3, and now it goes to the 5 chord, 9th fret. So it's from fret number 9, 2 frets down, fret number 7. This is the 4 chord, back to the 1 chord on the 2nd fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, and bar number 12, the 5 chord, which loops back into the 1 chord, 1, 2, and this is bar number 1, everything starting over again right there. Now, if you want to get this to the next level and turn this into like a solo guitar piece where you also play the bass line, which is fun, then you will be hitting where I said 1, and you don't play it yet because you start playing on beat number 2. Where I say 1, you'll be hitting the bass, G, and then C, C, da, da, and then back to G, 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 and then G, and then C, and and so on. So and the roots are on G on the 3rd fret low E string, C the 4 chord on the 8th fret of low E string, and D the root of the 5 chord on the 10th fret of low E string. Now of course this is not all that incredibly exciting yet, so meaning there's a way you can make this more interesting, which is by adding chromatic bass motion. So you have G and then go to C, bam bam bam, so from 2 frets below, B flat, B, C, and then A flat, G, and now other direction, F sharp, G. So I did 10, 9, 8, so chromatic motion from 2 frets above. And now from below, 6, 7, 8, and now 5, 4, 3, and now 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The change of direction makes it more interesting. Then it goes to the 5 chord. And now back to the 5. And now back to bar number 1. And everything starts over again there. So have fun with this. Check the website for more lessons. You can find more stuff at zotsinguitarlessons.com.